let's do that. We're going to do Wormkin primary, and I'm feeling Echo Right today with Stygian secondary. Do I like Foregone Power or Frozen Lance? Foregone Powers are free, but they discard at random, which is kind of bad. Let's take Frozen Lance. The 2 different crowns are for the 2 different champs that you can play. So, for example, Wormkin Stygian, we can play this with the Spine Chief or with Echo Right. And to get both crowns, we have to do both of those. I'm going to leave you on the lovely music and the initial starting cards. Double Mollusk Mage is quite a start. Double Mollusk Mage, very interesting. Wait a minute. What if we infused a Mollusk Mage into a Bogfly egg? And then when they hatch, each of the 2 flies would give 10 magic power. That's an interesting thought. Let's see, what kind of Echo Right are we looking at? We can either have the Marshallord who summons eggs and can hatch eggs extra good, or the Shellsmith, which applies armor to all units on the floor whenever a spell is consumed. That's the etch keyword here. When a card is actually consumed, move to the consume pile. This will trigger. Veneer Israelwood, thanks so much for the Prime sub. Good afternoon to you. If you would infuse into an egg, the things that hatch get what's infused. That's correct, Stelv. Let's go Marshallord. It's my favorite version of Echo Right. Egg creatures are cool. They don't work all that well usually, but this version of Echo Right can run eggs really well. And why don't we start with 7 Ember turn 1? I don't really see us using Cuddlebeard that much. You cannot indeed infuse the eggs from Marshallord, although they get bonus stats, so that's kind of nice. You can't upgrade them either. But they still help quite a bit, especially if they have friends. Let's see. There is a later Merchant of Steel. So we could go Merchant of Magic, Forgotten Boons, Merchant of Steel. I do like that. That means getting no unit banners, though. I think I'd better take this initial 100 gold for 10 shards. So we have more options in these upcoming shops. We'll also take the trial for an additional 75 bucks. All we have to do is use our spells to plink off these spike-having units. Note that we actually can't use the special ability of Echo Right with the eggs because we don't have any consume spells yet. That's a slight annoyance. I think we want to play up top. Since these enemies have spikes, we'd like to pick them off before they reach our combat line. We can go Train Steward, Mollusk Mage, Echo Right up top. Seems fine. We gotta do the Steward first. And the egg puts us over capacity. Okay. Kill this, kill this. That means no progress towards our eggs this turn, that's fine. This enemy's probably gonna reach the pyre and do some damage. Although we can Echo Transfer for some bonus damage. Actually, no, these do a lot of damage. Good. Very good. Let's just kill you entirely. So, at the end of the turn, the egg will consume 3 charged echoes to lose 3 stacks of shell here. Which could allow us to hatch the egg next turn, or we can use 2 of those echoes to infuse 15 additional damage onto one of our units. And actually, the egg would be the best recipient for that, too. If we could then go on to hatch the egg, the Bogflies would each inherit the plus 15 attack power. Let's do that. And we have several turns to play echoes before the boss arrives. We don't want to play another Echo Transfer, though. That would essentially forbid us from hatching here. That would be no good. Also going to pick off this guy, who could be a problem if he comes up to the top with the boss in tow. So now you're starting to see, Stelv, how eggs can be powerful. The passing of stats and inheriting of properties is really what makes them have some oomph to them. So I need 2 more Echoes next turn. That's pretty doable. Have a friend. Can't pay for these extract cards here. There we go. That's all the Echoes we're going to need. We're already beating the boss, too, but we can also play some more spells here. Note the hatching of the egg. So these 2 Bogflies will hatch with additional 15 attack power, so they should, with 1 charged Echo remaining, have 20 attack power each here when they hatch. Yes. Let's slow it down a bit, too. Ooh. Echo Right loves cards that say both infused and consume, generally speaking. That said, the Mollusk Mages love Proclamation. An attuned card, deal 50 damage to the front enemy unit, plus 50 per 10 spell power. One of the most breakable spells, since it already is 0 cost. I think we better take a Proclamation here, although we're going to need more ways to generate charged Echoes. Flash Freeze can generate charged Echoes. It's also one of the few cards we have yet to master. Just a common that has managed to escape our grasp so far. I'll take it. Or we could grab a 3rd Mollusk Mage, which is pretty sweet too. Although I wonder where I'm going to put them all. What's attuned again? It's 5 times benefit from spell power. Very good effect. And am I going Merchant of Magic first here? I think we could definitely get away with it, especially if I go triple Mollusk Mage. Well, I'm a certified Mollusk Mage enjoyer, so let's do it up. Let's just see how this goes. Probably want a Wormkin banner unit, huh? And I'd like something to infuse the Mollusk Mages into, perhaps. So let's go Stygian Banner Merchant of Steel here, and then we can go Merchant of Magic, Wormkin banner next floor. Okay, I'm going to go for the early Merchant of Steel here. Multi-strike offered. Always love to see it. What's our base unit? Guard of the Unnamed or Cold Kalia, huh? Guard of the Unnamed could be a good infusion for something else. I could put Guard of the Unnamed into a Mollusk Mage. That'd be funny. Guard did a perfectly okay job as a frontline tank last run. We could do something similar. Yagi82, thanks for 16 months. No, you cannot upgrade a spell to be infused, but there are Wormkin cards that can add infuse to a card, so we can use other cards to infuse them during combat. But as far as I'm aware, there's no way to infuse a card permanently on the deck screen in Monster Train if it's not already infused when you get it. All your starter cards are infused, and then one of the 3 picks in every card reward screen randomly is infused as well. It's just at random which ones, so it may or may not work out really well for you as a Wormkin run. Okay, let's take Guard of the Unnamed here. Although we have multi-strike, right? See, this is why I wanted to go Merchant of Steel second, but blah. I guess a multi-strike sweeper is pretty good. Especially with the Echo transfers. Actually, we can make this Cold Kalia do an enormous amount of damage. Okay, let's go with the sweeper here. Then we add multi-strike, and I think we reroll. Let's add health to one of these Mollusk Mages, for sure. And the hope is that we get quick. But I would also accept Large Stone, actually. Large Stone, multi-strike sweeper, very strong. If we see Endless, which is only 1 out of 3, then we'll probably not purchase it. 125 gold should be exactly enough to buy the second upgrade here. It is the Large Stone. Ooh, Runestone is here. We didn't take the shield guy, though, so heck. Why don't we just go Cold Kalia? That means there's no room for the Mollusk Mages. Although we could infuse one of the Mollusk Mages into Cold Kalia here. But a 16x2 multi-attacker with 55 base HP, that's already really good. So, I have no complaints here. I think the best thing about the Large Stone is the huge health up. That's really important to survive spikers. We could also just fuse one of our mollusks into the other mollusk. That's true. Currently, if we play Echo Right and Cold Kalia together, these Mollusk Mages will not be able to be played on the same floor, which presents a bit of a problem. I don't think upgrading capacity helps us, though, because Echo Right summons an egg that overcaps the capacity on the floor, and we're not guaranteed to do Mollusk Mage turn 1, so we could cut them, even though we just spent the effort adding them, or we could try something else. Don't know what that something else is, though. Infusing one of them into Cold Kalia is reasonable, although we should probably look at the Wormkin unit banner before we do that. So let's not infuse here, unless I'm doing Mage into Mage, and then Mage into Cold Kalia. We'd really better use that Mage into Mage, though, if we want it to work. Since I have Proclamation, I'm pretty confident we can. Could also maybe, if we're really lucky, we could turn the Cold Kalia into 1 capacity or something. There's a few interesting options. All right, I'll be aggressive with the shards. Oh, there's also this. Good luck. All right, let's grab another unit draft as well. Although that might only end up being 10 gold for us. I should maybe be a bit more fearful about what I've just done. I think with the superpowered Cold Kalia, though, we'll be fine. Probably want to deploy up top. That lets us hatch before the trouble arrives. Probably. Yeah, let's do that. So I have to play the Cold Kalia first. If we play Echo Right, again, we get an egg, and then there's no room on the floor. So it's going to be Cold Kalia in front, Bog Chrysalis behind, Echo Right in back, I suppose? I suppose. And let's start getting shards immediately. We can play Echo Break on our own units to get charged echoes here, which we will do. Ooh, and we can just Echo Transfer the Cold Kalia if we want to here. 31 by 2. Slaps pretty well. Probably means taking a bit less Thorns damage as well. The eggs are not even that important. Cold Celia? Maybe. Not sure. Cold Celia? They've got a Greek look to them. Definitely don't claim to be an expert in various world pronunciations. So I don't know, actually. Ooh, do it again. 46 by 2. There we go. That's how you take less Thorns damage. Just kill them all in one hit. Perfect. And here we can contribute to hatching. Or yeah, rather Latin, which doesn't have soft C's. So hard C seems appropriate. Oh, I can't play the Proclamation. Oh no. Because the egg is eating all of our charged echoes. That's fine, I guess. I accept. $26 damage. Or I can make it 36. But I think we'd rather play 3 Frozen Lances, or would we rather just use them up top and hatch the eggs here? Although the egg won't actually do that much. Problematically. 6 spikes is going to result in our unit dying very quickly here. This does seem like a bit of a problem, actually. No, I don't think we should play the spells up top. Hatching the egg does not seem helpful. Let's go for 3. That at least lowers the boss's health substantially. The spikes, though. And we can't play any of this. Eggs. Eggs. At least she got 2 attacks in. So the boss does 9 by 3? Yeah. Ouch. Well, the good news is we're alive. And we get quite a few cards to look at here, including another Proclamation, or perhaps more importantly, the Bounding Echoes card here, which will infuse everything in our hand, so that we can actually get the Charged Echoes to work with in the first place. Feels like we can't afford this at the moment. So, let's take Bounding Echoes. And not a 4th Mollusk Mage. Let's take the infused Helical Crystallis instead, so we can actually use the spell power of the Mollusk Mages. I've made the mistake of too many Mollusk Mages, not enough spells before. I don't recommend it, so... Now we get offered an egg. I think it's a bit late. We take a second of our Sweeper, or we can take Shard Soul Carver. Whenever you gain an Echo on their floor, do 2 additional damage and gain armor 2. That's a pretty good infusion for a Sweeper, but would require us to take even more capacity. I think I'm relatively happy infusing with spell power, actually. Let's just skip these. Like I said, we might just skip with that reward there. And then we're going to go Wormkin Banner, Merchant of Magic, I think is the play here. It's the Merchant of Magic god. Holdover. Ooh. Holdover Piercing Proclamation could be a thing. Although it stops getting held over if we fail to pay for the echo cost, which can be a bit steep. Let's look at the temple next. 30 magic power and 10 magic power piercing. Oh my. Didn't take the second proclamation, but we could add additional 30 magic power instead of holdover here. Though I think I'd prefer the holdover. And what's this? 2 units we haven't mastered yet. The Kinhost Carapace and the First of Kin. This one gains big damage whenever a card is consumed. The Kinhost Carapace gains stats when you summon it based on the echoes you have. This is a good one for overstacking the floor. It gets bigger the more echoes you have, but you only need 1 capacity to play it in the first place. So you play it as the last capacity and then it becomes giant. Don't think we want either of these. Either. Although, actually, Etch plus 5 damage is quite good on the Sweeper. Although we're lacking the Consume cards at the moment to make it functional. Definitely need to get some more cards that say Consume. I think we're skipping here, just taking the spell power up. Although we should maybe go Concealed Caverns first here. No, we should upgrade the Proclamation first, in case we get another 5x dupe. So, 30 magic power on Proclamation or Holdover? What do we think? Holdover's kind of funny, actually. We also just do 10 magic power. Make it 150 piercing. Definitely going to want to discount probably the Helical Crystallis. I'm down for a piercing on Helical too, actually. We could go reduce the cost by 1 and then add the 10 magic power piercing upgrade here. That's a pretty decent spell. Let's do that. Definitely like having piercing on our damage spells. Watching that last Divinity fight last run should show why. Lots of nasty stuff with spell shields. I think I am just going to do this sacrifice here. Like this. We'll figure out what to do with the last smallest mage later. 80 shards is definitely a bit much as we go into our first boss. But don't worry about that too much. Oh, it actually happened? My lord. Make 1 unit 1 capacity. Or we could make them extra big, but I think we take our big Sweeper and make them real small so that we can, in fact, do the Mollusk Mage behind. That means we could even dupe the Mollusk Mage and put a second one behind. Or no, that won't mean that, actually, because of Echo Right things. But yeah, it actually happened. Become tiny. Extra tiny. So small you almost missed him. Yeah, too crazy 2 crazy concealed caverns in 2 back-to-back runs on Ring 3. That's pretty sweet. The Big Small. Definitely want to add... no, let's hold over the... Let's hold over the Proclamation. Actually, I should have held over Soul Crushing Guilt now that I think about it, but oh well. That would be a boss answer. We don't have the echoes for that yet anyway. Yeah, now we just need the melee weakness event. Oh my goodness, that would be silly. That would be real silly. Damage shield bombs, huh? So I have to eat 10 damage to the face if I want to have the Cold Kalia. I guess we could make the egg do it. Sure, let's make the egg do it. Put Echo right in front here. And you go here. That Frostbite will eat away at Datalist's damage shield, which is kind of nice. Remove 1 shell. So I think we just want to... we don't want to play this on our own units now that it does too much damage. So let's play this here. Get an Echo this way. 1 more until the egg hatches into 2 Bogflies. Does that unit have sweep? I think it does. Doesn't look like I can quite kill it either. Ultimately, the sweep's not too bad, though. Anything to do on this floor? Maybe pick off the archer? Consider it. Can't kill this outright anyway. Yeah. So, eggs heal to full when they hatch as well. Another useful property there. That's why putting the egg in front to tank wasn't too bad, as the Bogflies come in at a full 25 hit points. Get him. Alright, that allows us to hit Datalist for a relatively large amount. Maybe there was some benefit in proclamating one of these instead, but the sweeper kills all. Don't think it matters too much. The Silophyte and Icy Silophyte is a recently made-up mythical creature. Man. One of the most fascinating things to observe about the behavior of other humans is the creation of fake past mythology, like inventing religions or magic that... and claiming that this was like something in the past, but it's actually just a recent story about the past that never actually happened. A lot of the stories surrounding druids actually come from more modern times, with no evidence to support various rituals or beliefs in actual history. So Caesar is pronounced Kaisar, yes. Awe, hail to Kaisar. Highly recommend the game Fallout New Vegas. By the way, if you're a fan of post-apocalyptic games or well-designed RPGs, that is the best of the Fallout games. And there's some really cool stuff with Latin pronunciation mentioned there because of the Caesar's Legion faction. Lunar Knight says, I always find it amusing that while beholders are fairly common enemies in fantasy games, they were actually created just for D&D, which is why D&D has a copyright on the beholder, and you are in fact not allowed to use an enemy that looks like and is called a beholder, because that belongs to, I guess it's Hasbro now, Wizards of the Coast, and D&D specifically, along with a few other copyrighted creatures like the Carrion Crawler and the Mind Flayer. Lots of modern inspirations based on these, but you can't call it like it is. Which is actually really funny to see D&D doing this, with the origins of D&D being mostly pillaging stuff from other works and mythologies and copyrights like hobbits and Baylors and many other things. But we've come full circle. What about the gelatinous cube? Oh, that's a good question. Basically everything you saw in the D&D movie, which I did watch recently and thoroughly enjoyed. D&D Honor Amongst Thieves. Surprisingly enjoyable. Definitely some overt inspirations from the Avengers, but mostly really well done. And I really appreciated seeing the Forgotten Realms setting brought to the big screen. Like, I grew up reading Forgotten Realms novels. And so, to like actually see somebody playing a Red Wizard of Thay in a movie just kind of blew my child mind. Like, holy nostalgia. So, glad to see that Hollywood is continuing to figure out how to mine my nostalgia for views. Yeah, give us a Drizzt movie. I would watch that in a heartbeat. Especially if they actually consulted R.A. Salvatore for the script, which I would hope they would do. Salvatore? I don't know how to pronounce that name, actually. I think he would be open, too. He's done writing for a lot of video games. So, bring that to me, please. I would watch it. Several times. Even if it was bad, because, well, that's how it goes, right? So we actually don't have room for the Mollusk Mage because of the egg hatching, taking up 2 additional capacity. So even tiny cold Kalia, cold Celia, even the tiny lady is not sufficiently good here. I guess we can only play Proclamation on this floor anyway, so that makes my choice easy. You technically live if I place you here. I'm okay with this. You can die. Sweeper in back is actually not how you want the pattern to go, usually. Sweeper should be in front. I was trying to tank the bomb, though, so it's fine. Here we go. Get destroyed. Let's see. We can play all of this. We can play all of this. Oh, and we have plus 20 spell power here. Get destroyed even more. So how do we want to do this? This up top. Wreck both of those fools. Play this. This. And hold over it. And ideally, we can do that again next turn somehow. Yes, we did get 2 infused cards, so we can kill the Disciple Protector and then do 200 damage to Datalist. And then we can do that again on the top floor. Excellent. Excellent. Once again, the spell's really carrying us here. It's only going to be 150 on the top floor. It's still more than enough here to make sure that the sweeper wins. Already winning. Boom. Okay, pretty comfortable. 80 shard Datalist is no joke, so quite happy to be victorious here. Zizzy says, the upshot of this discussion is that you can pronounce Cold Kalia any way you want to, because it's a made-up word in the first place, and there's no historical pronunciation to adhere to. Not that that's how language really works anyway. So, yeah. Even more than you can already pronounce any word how you want to. All words are made up. All pronunciation is by consensus. I think there is some amount of adhering to some kind of norm that we have to do in order to be able to communicate with each other, but within that, variation is allowed and, in fact, encouraged. essential, I think, that there be some variation in order for language to work at all. Add an echo that can't be removed. This is really nice for fueling our both our egg, because it gets to eat that charge every turn, and these extract cards, which are really hungry for our charged echoes. Let's get one of these. If we can get 2 charged echoes that can't be removed, then we can just play all of our stuff for free. Follow a norm. I mean, do you pronounce it data or data? I think everybody does data, right? That's how it's pronounced. Like you've completed a magic trick. Data! That's how you say it. Diata. Ah, the 3-syllable data word. Diata, god of the hard drive. Make sure you sacrifice bits to Diata each morn, lest your hard drive go corrupt. Do I want any of these weird units? Siren of the Sea can be quite a nice thing. We're already kind of busy, though. In your endo, Keeper of Echoes is a thing. I do like me a Keeper of Echoes for stat scaling. Nice when paired with Echo Rights. Are we cross-pathing our Echo Right? I guess that's one of the questions we gotta ask. Or am I going all the way up to the Bog Deep Cocoon? Deeply unclear. Could maybe do a multi-floor setup. I don't usually advise these for Divinity runs, but it could work here. I think we just want to try to get all our units on one floor. That's why we took the space down. Let's see. So the next egg up is 1 capacity before it hatches, right? I think that's true. All right, let's skip these. And I think we should take card draw first. Almost always what I go for first. Card draw makes it easier for us to draw echoes to play alongside the proclamation or the echo transfer. It makes bounding echoes hit more cards, gets us to our important units faster. There's so many reasons to take plus card draw. Energy and capacity are very nice, but often there are artifacts or other effects you can use to get more of these. Rarely can you get more card draw in Monster Train. It's a very restricted stat, so I really like to prefer it from my bosses for that reason. Do I dare dupe anything in this deck? This Helical Crystallis is a pretty decent dupe and would only cost 5 shards. Eternal Kinstone would be interesting. But I think perhaps we want to remove some cards. Look at an artifact here. I don't need the banner units. I don't need the 95 gold either. Am I going to a Merchant of Steel? Maybe. Dr. Noodles MD, thanks for 31 months. Poured root beer into a square glass, now you've just got beer. Tough. And Subtle Bloodshot, thanks for the $5 tip. Subtle Bloodshot says, hey Baylor, really got into your YouTube playthroughs and beat my first heart on Ascension 5 with your least played character, the Defect. So, thanks for the content. You're welcome. Thank you for the tip. Appreciate it. Go cook it into house. How's it going? Okay, let's go left here for the 2 removes. The heal and the artifact. All of those could be good. There's definitely a lot of artifacts we could find that would really help this deck, with the biggest one probably being the Carving Choriska, a Wormkin-specific... Wormkin-specific artifact. Oh man, that's a really late sketches. So I wish I'd gone Largestone Cold Kalia? Interesting. Although we could dupe the Cold Kalia. If we took that, we would just start with Cold Kalia and the Mollusk Mage deployed on the middle floor. I guess, and both Train Stewards, technically. Sketches can be really good because you're able to start with a lot of units in play. Can be very strong. Although the fact that they're in random order can be a big problem. For example, if Cold Kalia is behind the Mollusk Mage, then the Mollusk Mage is going to get destroyed. So I don't think we want sketches. I guess Mine Horde is okay. 1 max extra echo on each floor, but currently we are not able to get that many echoes in the first place. We'll figure it out, I'm sure. So we could take Repeater, which returns a random consumed spell each turn. That's a really good cross path for Marshallord here, is that would allow us to, for example, return Bounding Echoes each turn. In fact, that's our only consumed card at the moment. That's pretty cool, actually. Let's do that. And then we'll probably go into Marshallord 2 later on. It's like free holdover. Yes, but even better than that. Because you get to use holdover on cards that wouldn't normally be allowed to be played multiple times. Which is extra good. Extra good. That said, can we beat this combat with 80 shards? I think adding multi-strike is asking a bit much of us. I probably shouldn't take this. Yeah, let's not take this. This fight could be really nasty with multi-striking enemies. And I find that random artifact is often one of the worst of the rewards. Okay, you're going to go in front here. So we have to put the Mollusk Mage down before the egg gets hatched. Is the conclusion here. Convenient. Okay, Bounding Echoes is played. We can also provide the unremovable Echo. Although that's going to get stuff hatched pretty quick here. Let's then use the Echo Transfer on our Sweeper. Although, note that the unremovable Echo only gets used if all the regularly consumable echoes are not available, which makes it a little bit less good than you'd want it to be. But only a little bit. Don't want to hatch you yet, so play down here. And we want the Mollusk Mage to be played before we hatch. There you are. Let's infuse you. Good work. Should probably kill this fellow. And you can perish. Not going to use the soul-crushing guilt on anything. Note that Bounding Echoes will infuse any card, even Blights and Curses. For example, the nasty temporary cards created by Fel can be infused to give you an Echo when you play them. It's kind of cool. Just pick off things as they get to the top to conserve our hit points. Okay, it seems like we... Actually, we can kill you. Save all that health, more or less. Wow, we do a lot of spell power up here. Plus 30 magic power on this floor. Pretty absurd. The way this has gone makes me somewhat regret that we did not take an Inspire keyword card. It's alright. Let's bop you. So we might as well play this down here as well. Or maybe on the middle floor was better. Whatever. No longer any benefit from playing the Consume card on the top floor, and in fact, actually, once we've infused the whole deck, there's no longer any benefit at all to the Bounding Echoes, really. Although it is one, since it's itself infused, it does contribute a little bit, I guess. Ooh, we can daze the boss. Let's do that. That also moves the boss to the back, which is very good as well, I suppose. And then further boost your power. Should have done that first. All good. We are very much the victors here. All these echoes get whipped. Yeah, I think we could have taken the multi-strike. I wasn't sure how that was going to play out, so I was a little bit cautious there. Revenge of the Damned seems pretty damned good here. Costs 1 charged echo to play, deals damage twice, benefits from spell power twice, and if we kill something with it, we gain 2 echoes back. So it's an echo generator, even without being infused itself. And a spell power exploiter. And if you want to really exploit spell power, look no further than Ice Storm. 1 damage 5 times. Add 30 spell power to it. It says 31 damage 5 times. That's pretty good. Why is the multi-attacker in the front and not in the back? You want your sweeper to be in the front so they strike all the enemies and pick off anything with low health, since your units attack from front to back, and then your units with single target attacks don't end up wasting their damage on something the sweeper would have killed anyway. That's the primary reason to put the sweeper in front here. Oftentimes you do want your most damage dealing unit to be in the back, so they survive the longest against the boss, but with this setup for clearing the waves effectively, we need the sweeper to be in the front. A bit awkward. Sure looks to me like Merchant of Magic is the way to go here with a super-powered Ice Storm. Actually wouldn't mind adding Consume onto the Ice Storm. Yeah, if only the sweeper was quick, it could go in the back, but we don't have that. Quick sweepers are very strong. Artifact Remove 2 is also very nice here. Let's next floor. Merchant of Magic again, looks like. Unless I want to go Concealed Caverns Vortex Trinket Merchant. Actually, you know what? I totally do want to do that. Why do we want to consume the Ice Storm? So that the Ice Storm can be returned to our hand each turn by Echo Right. We don't need to play the Bounding Echoes every turn. Just once or twice. I think I'm going to go here. Not 100% sure on that. Spell Weakness 2 to anything that gets to the top floor. Very powerful. Or X cost cards get +3. We have no such cards currently. I guess we'll take Totem Fragment. Got here. Big Mage. No. 25 more HP is reasonable, though. We just want this thing to stay alive as long as possible. So, sure. And let's purge 2 stewards. Get them all out of the deck, please. I think that's what we want to lose first. There's actually an argument for losing some of the bad spells first, but the bad spells are pretty good with 30 spell power, so no way. I am a sucker for artifacts, so I am going to pay 15 more shards for another pick 3 here. We get Incant activates twice, although are we actually doing anything with Incant? This is what we wanted last run. This is not Incant. This is not Incant. No, we don't have any Incant, so this is actually useless. Don't have any Ascend or Descend either, although we could definitely find some. This would make Siren Song a lot stronger, the Iron Drop Cage. Rationing Scales would allow us to get some more money right now, and ensures that we don't lose health from taking damage. It also means we can't use health as a resource later. I'll take the Drop Cage. When's our next Divine Temple? Next floor. Can no longer get any more units, though, so we will never find anything that says Incant. You can only get units up to Ring 4. Beyond that, they will not appear anymore. Well, banner units, rather. You can still get some of the utility units, like totems, but not much. And if I want to go to that Trinket Merchant, we have to conserve our money here. Can't spend anything here. We might, if we don't get a money trial, we still might not have enough. Oh, good. Well, that's convenient. Cannot play the Proclamation on turn 1 here. We'd really like to find base charge or something, so we start with more echoes. Guess we just do this. No. Beat it to the egg. Take a bunch of damage. So why I didn't take multi-strike in the last fight is, for example, what just happened here could have happened in the last fight, where we don't have that holdover proclamation because we drew it before we could play it. And that would have made a very different fight. That would have made a much different fight. Give me 2 charged echoes, and then this should do 3 damage. Yes. Cool. Okay. Definitely have enough money for that trinket merchant. Good. Here's Mollusk Mage just in time. Wow, 10 attack power sweep. That's dangerous. And then this guy is 12 attack power sweep. We have to watch out for that. So definitely just straight up kill you. Echo Break alone does it? Holy moly. 99 damage Echo Break. Pretty absurd. Let's pick this guy off so that we can hit the Master of Light. We need to kill that guy really soon. And this we can play here. It also just daze this guy, I guess. That seems like an easy way to do this. Just daze him, forehead. Easy. Bing. Kerblam, sir. Revenge of the Damned is a one-shot because it deals 35 damage twice times 3, so it's 105 damage twice. This card does 10 damage normally. What is this deck doing? It's adding and then multiplying. It's doing Brotato run scaling. It's good. It's good. We don't need any more echoes here. Let's make some more here. I'm gonna kill you. Since these are already both dead, there's no reason to play spells up top. Not when we could do this instead. And our boss has sweep as well, which makes me very glad we have a card that can dazed. Had one there. Frozen Lance for 108. Easy. Guess I should have played one of those on the bottom, but it's very little damage. Here we go. Proclamation finally back. Welcome back, Proclamation. Fortunately, Ice Storm doesn't do much. A little bit concerned here. This boss will likely clean our clock. Oh, except wait. Proclamation cleans the boss's clock. Until it's completely spotless. GG. Get Raving, thanks for 33 months in the Prime sub. Another month, another round of appreciation. Thanks for keeping you entertained so many hours each week. You're heckin' welcome. Oh good, my clock was getting dirty. Power of Knowledge, very bad. We have very few cards that we put in the consume pile. If we want to start to consume like crazy, Total Recall is an option. Put 3 random spell cards from the discard pile into our hand and add consume to them. There's also Soul Siphon, which can immediately fill all 5 slots on a floor with Charged Echoes to give an immediate spike here. That's pretty good as well. Although it competes with the Bounding Echoes for card to return. You don't want to play this on a floor with your units. You want to play this on an empty floor, usually. Yes, I'll take one. Gifts for a Guard. Draw 3 spells, apply consume a magic power and 0 cost. Ooh, I like that. Sure. Let's start consuming stuff. Not just welcome, heckin' welcome. Jimmy Bog Slime. 3 magic power is okay. Tethys' Scales is pretty good. Chance to add spell weakness to each and every unit, including bosses. Although it's only a chance. Reasonably okay with that. Also very happy with just a reroll here. Let's do that. Notice Stone. When the card with Consume is played, all cards gain 1 magic power for the rest of the battle. Every time we play a card with Consume, you say? Okay, that seems pretty good. If we start scaling our consumes, sure. That seems great, actually. That's a winner. And let's look at the Temple next. -2 cost, 10 power, piercing. -2 cost on Gifts for a Guard is pretty tempting. More on that in a minute. Let's look at the Caverns first. Arcane Machine. We can build our own card here. Choosing 1 of 3 properties 3 times. Armor, Sap, or Rage. I like being able to armor one of our units. Armor, buff, or heal. Armor and buff is really good on the sweeper. And we can push, pull, or descend. Probably want to do none of the above. Just leave it be and get a Armor 10, 10 attack power spell. That's pretty good. I'll take that. We're down to the good removes here. I'll start getting rid of Frozen Lances. These spells are very unreliable. Do I usually look at the Game Vote nominations and make some thoughts on them in my own time? Generally not. No, I in some cases, not having an opinion on the game beforehand has been crucial to really enjoying it, as is the case with Tunic. So I've actually don't look at them too closely in order to avoid spoiling myself on what I might end up playing. All right, I think that's enough shards for now. Obadiah says, "How is the Tunic run going?" Got those MacGuffins? We have 2 out of 3 currently. Searching for the 3rd MacGuffin on Saturday when we resume Tunic. Pretty excited for that. So we got our trinket from the Trinket Merchant. I'm not entirely convinced this was good enough as far as trinkets go but for 120 shards, but we'll see. We'll certainly see. Let's see, this is Encant and Daze Arcus. Good old Arcus. These dark shards penalize us for specific actions on specific floors. All in all, they're not too bad. And it's already a lot of egg feeding here. Though I should play Old Magic on our units. Oh, we could have put it on the egg, too. That's reasonable. Then each egg would have plus 10 attack power, although it's still better to put it on the sweeper, I think. Especially with multi-strike sweep. Could have dazed the egg there to delay the hatching. Looks like hatching will be delayed by forbidding us from playing spells on the top floor anyway, so whatever. 'Tis all good. Not even Echo Transfer is going to get played up here. Bummer. Arcus has stealth, so we can't hit him with the sweeper. But where's the Mollusk Mage? Where are they at? Guess we still want to play this, huh? This is Dazed. So we can play the Ice Storm here. Might as well play this, in fact, another 1 spell power, although I should have done that on the bottom floor. Specifically on the bottom floor. I could play these for more spell power. It's all good. Let's just skip those for the moment. Arfie, hello and welcome. Thanks for the Prime sub. Long-time YouTube watcher, first-time Twitch viewer. Glad to hear it. Hello. Looking at some Monster Train here. Another delightful deck-building rogue experience. Very different from Slay the Spire, but very enjoyable, too. All right, we did the thing. Good for us. Hatch those eggs. And I'm okay with increasing the cost of 1 and only 1 of our spells in hand. Actually, we could even just play this and get rid of it. So the penalty for playing a spell is the other spells in your hand get more expensive. If you only have 1 spell for the Incant Dark Shard, there's no penalty. This is the Rally Dark Shard. Wait, this Frozen Lance does 83 damage? Times 3. 249 damage Frozen Lance. Hello? Guess I will bonk you, sir. Some ludicrous damage. Truly ludicrous. And then you've got Spell Shield. Let's break some of it. Soul-crushing guilt. Let's dazed you. Kill you. Lay the spells on the other floors. Kill you. Buff this floor. Play this here. So again, no penalty. Super-powered Ice Storm. This is Rally again. So we can play Ice Storm on the bottom, actually, and we might want to do that. Although it won't eat the shield off of Arcus here. Truly a bummer. This fellow is already dead. 7 damage twice. This is exactly the amount of damage. Okay, let's do that. So now anything we play on this floor will hit Arcus. Take that spell shield off. There'll be days next turn, so I don't need to deal with you. Let's just hit Arcus as hard as we can, then. The wrong order there. with the Notice Stone. Not quite right. Spell power counts are absurd, though. I've never seen Frozen Lance do this much damage. Good Lord. Kablooey Splood! Thanks for the 3 months of the Prime sub. Get splooded on. What's in the consume pile? Lots of good stuff. I'll still play this. It's 1 spell power, after all. There's spell weakness 2. Ice Storm deals how much damage? 174 times 5. That's quite a lot. Actually, I think that Proclamation might have done even more. I didn't even see it in my hand. GG. There's that second Eternal Kinstone. Siren Song is Dazed 5. Or Deep Offering for good card draw. Ooh, they're all nice. I think with the Drop Cage, we should probably consider Siren Song. How's it going, Cardin Van? I think we'll do some Spire after this train run. Any plans for Monster Train content after completing the logbook? I don't have any plans, no. I think completing the logbook will be a lot of Monster Train content as it is. We still have at least 30 more Covenant 25 Divinity runs to do. And that's assuming I optimally master everything, which is very unlikely. Can you ascend to the Pyre? Yes. Not your own units, but enemies. Can only have 1 permanent? No, you can have more than 1 permanent, Echo. You're allowed to stack them. Mad Goji, where do the Stygian buy new spells? At the Shopping Mollusk. We make most of our spells discounted anyway. With some diligent Merchant of Magic visiting. We're going to go to the next level up egg, which should still mean we don't need capacity. Yeah, more draw means we get the Mollusk Mage earlier as well. That seems pretty important. Remove Event Dupe, pretty strong. Remove Dupe Merchant of Magic, even stronger here. So is it 2 Merchant of Magic, or do I do this nonsense? Ooh, we also get another artifact over here. But this nonsense looks really strong. What's our dupe here? Ice Storm is a good dupe. Proclamation is a good dupe. Ice Storm is a particularly good dupe. Sure, I'll go this way. Why not? Dunk the remaining Frozen Lances. These things are stinky. Very stinky. We take the second Marshllord upgrade, meaning we now summon, instead of 2 Bogflies, we summon 1 Kinhost Vessel Egg, which has shell 8, but we get -2 shell per consume card played. What do we got here? -2 cost. Which could go on nothing. Purge a card, but we've already removed so many, I don't think we need to. Keeping our shard count lower is likely to keep us in the realm of success here. Trade some Pyre Health for coins? Sure. Specific amounts of Pyre Health rarely matter in the late game here, although they can. They rarely do. It's only 5 shards for the dupe there. That's pretty good. Ring 7 Heaven Seal. That can actually be a little bit of a problem. Let's find out if it is. I'm feeling spicy. And I want those extra 400 gold. I want it. Whoa. There we go. Hello! So there's still 1 room here. till this egg hatches. The egg has multi-strike, but we should still boost Cold Kalia here. Can I kill you? No. Can't kill you. Or you. Already problems detected. At least wear down the armor on this one. But this Helical Crystallis is wasted, as they heal it all back. But I think Spell Weakness 2 is going to solve our issues. Seems pretty likely. Still no Mollusk Mage, so I don't think we should consume up top just yet. Let's do it down here. Actually, now here. Okay, there's a Consume Ice Storm. That's going to be extra good. If we limit our Consume cards, we can return this to our hand every turn. I probably want to do that again to get the kill. And the fewer, again, the fewer other consumed cards we play, the better. Should get the Mollusk Mage next turn. Not going to play the Kinstone. What about Soul Crushing Guilt? Let's do this. Lo and behold, Ice Storm comes back. That's good feels. So it does 64 damage. Nintendo 64 damage. 5 times. Can't quite kill you, huh? Very well. You can descend to the pyre. We also now want to hatch our egg. We do, although I don't think I want to do it by Ember Draining our units. Pyre hits for 40. 40 by 5. Yes, you die. Get wrecked, sir. Don't do that. Kill one of these. Get blapped, sir. Well, the enemies are definitely healing a bunch, but it's not keeping them alive. That. I want to play the Proclamation. I could also just play Proclamation on a different floor, I suppose. That's also allowed, although it won't kill anyone here. I guess do that. And then just play this so that we draw it again next turn. Is this game as hard as Spire? Not quite. But it's definitely challenging, especially at the highest Covenant rank. But not quite Slay the Spire level. Holdovering this. Some of the clan combinations in particular are very, very strong. This is one of my favorites, Stygian/Wormkin. And I think it's exceedingly breakable in a variety of ways. non-boss enemies. So we can plink the boss here. And how? Well, let's do this first. Alright, time to play some stuff, looks like. Feel all the echoes on that floor. Boost you. Boost you some more. Do some damage down here. Probably kill this unit. This is... Actually, I don't want to take 50 damage. Don't be crazy. Kill this unit with this. There we go. Don't play this because I don't want to return it into my hand. I want the Ice Storm back. Is this game as breakable as Spire? This game is way more breakable than Slay the Spire. In fact, I'd say breakability is one of the key appeals to Monster Train. Creating a thoroughly broken unit or card combination is a true joy. There is a ton of space for degeneracy. Getting degenerate is usually your core strategy on each run. Yeah, there's a lot of room for it. I'd say we're only moderately degenerate with this deck. We're merely doing 900 damage with our spells instead of 4,000, like we could be doing. There are less infinite combos, but there are more hitting things for 10,000 damage in one hit. Do I ever want Forgotten Trade here? I don't think so. Let's skip all this. Another Ice Storm. Sure. Frenzied Swarm's also kind of cool. We can daze every unit on a floor. That can help keep our own units completely safe, which is really appreciated, actually. You know what? Let's grab Frenzied Swarm. Daze is pretty valuable. Daze for days. One of the big things that makes Monster Train breakable is the existence of these Hellvent nodes. 3 of these appear on every map. So you can get up to 3 guaranteed card duplications on every run of Monster Train. Not sure which of these two I'm going to double stack. Why do you never see me lose Monster Train? I lose Monster Train often enough. We're on a bit of a win streak right now, but I've lost it plenty of times in the past. This guild works on any floor versus Serif in particular. That'd be pretty nice. Let's do that. Good old Serif. We should look at the Trinket Merchant before I spend more money here. There's base charge. When a card with Consume is played, deal 30 damage to the front enemy unit. We can definitely do that a lot, so sure. Spells get a 3rd upgrade slot. Is that helpful? Yes. Especially because of Proclamation. Is there 30 magic power in this temple? Oh, heck yes, there is. Okay, 30 magic power, piercing, holdover, Proclamation. We do have enough gold for that, right? Yes. Also consider Intrinsic on something here. Look at this card. It's a good card. Anything we want on turn 1? Bounding Echoes turn 1 is definitely appreciated. Is there anything that's better now that we have... blah, blah, blah. Did I play Tears of the Kingdom? No, I don't have a Switch. The, Soul Siphon's also a valid option for Intrinsic. if you want to hatch our egg immediately, although I don't think we do. Shame I can't put this onto the Mollusk Mage. But I guess we'll do it on Bounding Echoes. That way we can infuse most of the cards in the deck. Seems pretty good. We had 150 shards, just like last time. Probably a bit more after I dupe a card. Do we dupe the Super Proclamation? Of course we do. Easy. And then dunk this and one Echo Break. Onwards. I feel pretty strong, although with 165 shards, we're going to need to be really strong to beat the bosses here. I see some ways it can work. Maybe top floor against Divinity. Feels pretty comfortable, actually. Made it farther than you expected. Excellent. Just you wait. Sniped. I guess we might as well use this. Might as well. Okay, here's the two proclamations. We want to infuse both of these. And now we can stop playing that when we draw it. No Mollusk Mage. If I keep playing cards, we're going to hatch. Am I okay with that? Can prevent the hatch, right? Yeah, let's do that. Stop playing cards there. Don't play this. Do play this? Do play this. We can also do that with the Echo Transfer, right? So we can do Echo Break here, Echo Transfer on Cold Killia. Prevent the hatch. Works for me. Come on, Mollusk Mage. Can't do this to me in Divinity, or we're going to have an actual problem. $270, huh? Let's play more cards that say consume. Well, I'm not going to play this one. Do that. Can you disable the last Divinity DLC? Yes, you can. If you want to play the original version of the game, there's a toggle button. So if you want to try the game without the Divinity DLC, which does add a bit of complexity. So if you'd prefer a bit more simplicity. Very reasonable, actually. Alright, Serif does not have spell weakness. It's okay. Our big buddy is hatched. We can consume Dazed Serif with this. Might as well. Give him 5 more Dazed. This does a ton of damage. And now these do, in fact, deal enough damage to kill. No, we're still 5 short, so we're going to play one of these other consume cards. Get one more magic power. I guess this one. Now we can play those. And Serif, I believe, will be compelled to come back up to the top floor next turn to try to cleanse our buffs that we don't even have. So if we make sure there's no units that are going to be on the top, we can do a lot of damage to Serif next turn. So that is the current plan. Do the big damage to the boss. That as well also daze the boss, right? Seems like the stuff I can do is a little limited here. Guess we do this. And this. And this. Skip this. Alright, welcome to your doom, Mr. Serif. Prepare to get hacked. 445 damage proclamations. Let's go. Easy. And have one more dazed. Oh, that's right, he purges his own debuffs, so we can't actually stack the dazed. Forgot about that. But we can get Siren Song back. I'll take it. Here, why don't you all have fun in the Pyre Room? Enjoy. Keep consuming cards. I don't have enough echoes here. We can fix that. Beautiful. That's right, Serif stops purging now, so he's stuck with this 8 dazed, plus whatever else we can add. Poor guy. Poor Serif. Wow, the luck to keep getting this Ice Storm back. It's pretty crazy. Alas, poor Serif, we knew ye well. Get dunked on. We're on to the last Divinity here. Now, I think our odds of winning are pretty high. The spells are absolutely blapping. And I'm betting on the top floor we can handle the boss essentially no problem here. Yeah, we got Soul Crushing Guilt turn 1, so we can simply daze the boss. Season 1 is actually going to start. That's a pretty cool area for D4. That's pretty cool. So we do have base charge. Again, don't want to hatch immediately here. Feels empty with Mother and Child God. That's crazy, man. It's referring to the other divinities. There were 3. This one's the father. And there's Siren Song, too. Well, we run the risk of too many echoes here. Don't want to play too much of this up top. Probably don't want to play Bounding Echoes then. This I will play, though. Kill those 2 nerds. Definitely. I think we should play this for the big stun. Remove 2 shell. Get that back next turn. Potentially. We should play this as it reduces our charged echoes. And I'll play this down here, I guess. Okay, wiping out the first wave is really nice. 11 days on the boss is really nice. That's enough days that the boss cannot hit us before Relentless occurs. So we've already capped, essentially, the useful days. Mollusk Mage finally showing up early enough to actually help out here. Perfect. Perfect. Good job, Mollusk Mage. Okay, this seems like a pretty good start. Do I just Soul Siphon my own units? It's not that unreasonable. Probably want to blap down here with the Piercing Ice Storms. Although up top does way more damage. Let's at least use this one on the bottom. Yeah, mostly hit Divinity, huh? Guess that's not too bad. This one I'll use up top. And I don't think I play this. Okay, just stop there. This wave is tough. Or at least it can be. Seems like a good one to put up top. Makes the proclamations easier to use. Just 49 left. Can't quite. Probably should have played this a little differently so that we could kill both of the front units here. It's alright. I guess we just do this to the Divinity then. 430 damage. Seems wise. Remember, we have sweep, so we don't necessarily need to pick off every unit coming up. Although if we want to use spells on the boss, we do. Definitely like to start chunking this wave. It's a big problem otherwise. Maybe Ice Storm towards the bottom? Or Ice Storm up top is very reasonable too. A good way to deal damage. These Ice Storms are much more powerful up top. Sure. We'll do it that way. Does 1 plus 7. I think I care. Okay, taking a good chunk out of Divinity's health already is a good start. Enemies are also a lot easier to kill as they get to the top because of this spell weakness we keep applying. So more reason to just ignore them, actually. Waiting. I mean, not enough echoes. Nonsense. So yeah, see, you are allowed to have 2 permanent charged echoes. So now we can never deplete those. I don't think I want to play this consume card. So we want to get back these cards. Seems fine. I don't know if there's a limit to the number of permanent echoes you can have. You can go over the base cap of echoes on your floor, I'm pretty sure. So Echo Break you. And then Proclamation your face. And you're dead. You talk. You talk. No echoes there, huh? I think we just keep doing damage where we can. We don't worry about it. Down to the last 1,000 health. Though again, the units get in the way. Here's Ice Storm, though. Piercing shenaniganry. Ought to be very effective. This Echo Break alone almost does enough damage? That's pretty absurd. Can also individually Proclamation, then use the Consume cards to kill the Shade Wings. Ice Storm hits the boss. That's fine. There's a couple ways to do this. This is the Trader's Quill. Minus 373, we're almost there. Just one more turn. We got Ice Storm back too, which is very lucky. So I think this boss is toast. Totally toast. Boom. Oh, I was hoping we'd get for a 5 for 5 there. That was great. Picking them off all one at a time. Get them. GG, Divinity. I proclaim myself the victor of this run.